Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
Bears in mind the question, Honorable Minister. Procedurally, we can't go back to the Honorable Minister on questions to the Honorable Minister of Education. So we'll go straight to question understanding order 14, Honorable Leader of Opposition.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, Madam, for giving my office to provide a question, to ask a question, understanding order 14. Right Honorable Speaker, Madam, my office had learned with great concern information that over 1 million plus Malawians who registered to vote are missing in the voters' roll. This is also evidenced by the absence of one of the commissioners and his wife, Mr. Francis Kasaira, from the voters' roll. Right Honorable Speaker, as you would appreciate, the right to take part in politics, which includes voting, is a well-protected right under the Bill of Rights. In particular, Section 40 of the Republic of Malawi Constitution provides one's right to participate in political activities. Madam Right Honorable Speaker, in addition, every Malawi has a right to freedom of expression as per the dictates of Section 35 of the Constitution. By extension, Malawians have the right to express their choice of leadership through the ballot box, and this must be done without impediments from anyone. Deleting a voter from the voters' roll is also a serious violation of the right to freedom of opinion, as voters have a right to express their opinions as regards performance and continuation of government through the ballot box. Malawians have registered in large numbers, and therefore it is important that they should be given a chance. We are therefore, Right Honorable Speaker, calling to receive an explanation on this omission. 1. 2, we are calling upon voter verification exercise throughout the country. Any Malawian who duly registers and does not find their names in the voters' roll must be immediately registered for them to vote. 3, it must also be known that any attempt to frustrate the elections and extend the time for the government to continue operating will not be tolerated. It remains a fact that the government legal mandate expires in September 2025 and will not allow the continuation of government beyond that stated period. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, Madam, we are demanding an audit of the voters' roll. Thank you.
Very much, Honorable Leader of Opposition. Honorable members, according to Standing Order 14, we can debate, and then if the Honorable Minister responsible, who in this case is the Minister of Justice, can respond. I'm not seeing any takers. Oh, Honorable Member for, well, Honorable Minister, maybe before you respond, sorry, or you want the Minister to respond and then we can get the other? Then he can respond, there's no problem. Honorable Minister, I will recognize you, Machinga East and the rest of them.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And let me thank the Honorable
You can always come back
Leader of
and
Opposition,
respond to the others.
who is also a member for Mulanje Southwest, for his question. Madam Speaker, at this point, there is no need for alarm. What has been alleged, Madam Speaker, is something that emanates from rumors, and this House cannot debate matters based on a rumor. Madam Speaker, even if it were to be the case that some names are missing, the electoral process has in it, by law, several stages, some of which have not been undertaken yet. One of those, Madam Speaker, is the stage for inspection and cleaning up of the voters' register. Madam Speaker, it is not even for the first time that MEC has experienced a similar situation, even in the past. On the 11th of December 2018, the then chairperson, Justice Dr. Jane Asa, was faced with a similar situation. And she made a public statement similar to the one that MEC has made now. And the point to take home is that MEC remains and is committed to credibility and excellence of the process. In fact, in their statement, they've even said that the next stage will be a stage of inspection and verification and cleaning the register. As a matter of fact, a stage will come when MEC will meet all stakeholders, including political parties, to make sure they're on the same page in terms of the voters register. Madam Speaker, the name of Honorable Kasai actually mentioned, it may indeed be missing, but it is not lost. Because in the database, registration database, it is there. So all those names that may not be, or may be still missing, will actually be, they will all come up because they are there in the database. Madam Speaker, I think that we should not beat drums that will cause alarm at this stage. The matter is under control, and there's no need for alarm. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Justice. I recognized Machinga East, and there's Zimba North.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for recognizing the people of Machinga East constituency to add their comment on the issue raised by the Honorable Leader of Opposition concerning the missing of some names in the MEC database. Madam Speaker, to start with, when MEC did their temporary voting exercise, political parties, we did ask that we would want to make sure that the database is clear and there is nothing within it, and we wanted the political parties as main stakeholders to participate. But unfortunately, MEC did not allow political parties to participate and see that the database is clear. Madam Speaker, we were just told that they have cleared the database. If indeed the database is clear after doing that temporary voting process, why was it very difficult for MEC to take all the stakeholders like political parties who are key stakeholders in the elections to see and verify that indeed there is no information in the database? Madam Speaker, indeed, as the Leader of Opposition has said, some names are missing in the database. And the reason is that the machine could not transmit all the data. So as we are talking, Madam, we are hearing that they are trying to use manual forms and a lot of information. But here we are as political parties, as stakeholders, we would want to see and audit and make sure that the elections are clear of mismanagement and any other fraud. Madam Speaker, this is why the people of Machinga East constituency and UDF, as the National Campaign Director of UDF, we demanded that we do not want to see or to hear systematic machines being near to the elections. If the elections are to be fair, we need to use the same way we used in the 2020 flash elections. Madam Speaker, the people of Machinga East, we know that Malawi Electoral Commission, they have the mandate to decide the final decision. But remember, I would want to remind them that MEC is there on behalf of Malawians. So whatever decisions they are going to take, it should be to the interest of Malawians and not to the interest of 1/4 of this country, Madam Speaker. If the elections are to be free and fair, let us go manual. The systematic machine has failed. This is one of the examples of telling us that the systematic machine it cannot help us with the 16 September elections. And UDF as a party, we are not going to allow Malawi Electoral Commission, as they are using taxpayers' money, as they are there constituted by this House, as they are there serving the interest of the people of Machinga East, they are not going to use it or to transmit their data using the systematic machine come 16 September 2025. With these few remarks, Madam, I would want to thank God for making it possible that one of the commissioners' name is missing within the database. Had it been that it was the people of Machinga East constituency speaking about this, you could have said that we are trying to politicize it. But now, within the MEC itself, names are being missing. If names of commissioners are missing in the database, how many Malawians are missing in the database? We want to take part as political parties, to take part and make sure that the audit has to be done, whether one likes or not. They are using taxpayers' money, and we are Malawians whom they are serving. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Machinga East. Honorable Government Chief Whip, you're rising. Yes. Yes, you have the floor.
Point of order, Madam Speaker. I wanted to know if debate under this standing order requires responses from party spokesperson.
Spokesperson, no. Okay. It's 5 minutes for any individual who wants to, any honorable member who wants to contribute.
All right. I was wondering because the speaker who just resumed her seat seemed to have been speaking on behalf of the party.
Okay, no, everybody, it's an individual contribution, not as parties' contribution as we do with bills and other responses. Thank you. Yes, in Zimba North.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Most of the things have been raised already, but I have 3 or 4 issues. Madam Speaker, what is an anomaly is, why is it that most of the people who are missing in the database are from the southern region and northern region? Because you see, you cannot produce a database and one region is missing and the other region is missing, but the other region is not complaining. There's something funny which is being done, Madam Speaker. Second thing, Madam Speaker, we can't be standing here preparing for elections and we cannot know when these people who are missing, they are going to verify their interest as their right to vote. Because the Minister of Justice should have provided an extended day when these people are going to verify their names, whether they're inside or they're outside. Madam Speaker, what we are doing, we're preparing for disaster. Malawi signed a charter under the African human rights to commit to free and fair elections. That charter mandates every individual, be it a Malawian or non-Malawian who is legitimate to vote, to have the right and access to information. We also have the access to information bill. Madam Speaker, we need to be allowed to verify every detail, election detail. We cannot live and pretend to be living that everything is okay. It's not okay. Madam Speaker, on the same note, let me take this opportunity. When we are going towards elections, arbitrary arrests in any election process infringes on the people's rights, and it scares people from their rights to vote because they don't have the freedoms which they can exercise to challenge a government. So if you do arbitrary arrests, especially political arrests, it is a recipe for disaster. And when those arrests, if those people you are arresting, they are coming out of the prisons or cells, Madam Speaker, you are preparing an election that is going to be criminalized. If it's not criminalized, the government will be held accountable for whatever happens. Because those you are building in minds of people, warlords or leaders who are going to be enshrined by pressure, comparing the elections to be done through the pressure from those people. Madam Speaker, I'm saying this, the arrest of the Vice President of DPP was irregular and inhuman. And that is happening at the material time when we are moving towards elections. And the police will be held accountable for this. Even the Inspector General of Police, when he was called, he didn't have answers, and why Gangata was arrested. That was irregular. I've just given that as an example. Very finally, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, it doesn't matter, but what you are doing is not proper. Madam Speaker, we are living in a democracy. Democracy is expensive, yes, but democracy must be guarded. But the first people to guard democracy, it is people who are within this house. And if we ask people who are within the house, we cannot listen to one another. We can even have members of parliament, their vehicles being raided on, and no insurance, no guarantees to what is going to happen tomorrow. Even some of us are running away from this parliament. Madam Speaker, the status of democracy in Malawi is at stake. Madam Speaker, I will conclude by saying this. I'm appealing to Malawians, and I'm happy today, for the first time, I don't agree with him, Chimwendo. Honorable Minister of Local Government and Unit, when you are calling on the DPP, that you and MCP will be held accountable, no, it's the peoples of Malawi. You are accountable to the people of Malawi. As a minister responsible for unity, you must take full responsibility of what is happening in this country. And it is you. You are a leader of the house, you are a secretary general of the party, and if you are accusing the DPP, you must check what the MCP is doing. You are the people who are responsible for everything that is happening in this country. And we should not bite or hide behind something else. You spoke very well, but don't speak with another face, and you should not be double-faced. MCP is 100% responsible for what is happening in this country. The counter-accusations which you are trading are very good, but let us resolve and move in one spirit. Malawi needs peace, and Malawi needs unity. We are one. And as Alliance for Democracy, we will challenge the whole purpose of
Member, consider winding up. Honorable member, you need to know that
Madam Speaker,
some of the issues you're raising are not connected to the.
No, Madam Speaker, you are not
yes,
supposed
so
to
can
judge.
you please
Madam Speaker, you cannot judge what I'm saying. What the Minister of Unity raised this morning, it is also pertaining to the elections. Free and fair elections is a process. It's not a one-issue issue. Don't guard the people to stop on going to verify what is not in the register. Please allow all Malawians to register and see to it that their names are in the register so that they can vote freely and they can vote for the right choice. I am sure most Malawians want to vote with these few remarks, Madam Speaker.
You've exhausted your time, Honorable Member.
Yes, Madam
you have exhausted your time,
Zimba North. With these few remarks, Madam Speaker, I am sure that most Malawians who want to vote for APM are in the register and are already included. Viva APM, I think you are going to be the next leader of this country. Thank you very much.
Honorable Leader of the House, you're rising.
Yes, I'm rising because in the morning as a Minister for National Unity, I spoke and I maintained what I said. And
Rumpi West, I've not recognized you. Rumpi East, please resume your seat.
The honorable member for
No, Rumpi East, resume your seat. No, Rumpi East, no. Rumpi East, resume your seat, please. Honorable member for Rumpi East, resume your seat. Please, resume your seat.
Honorable Speaker, what I spoke remains the fact that the two major political parties in the country has the right and the duty and obligation to stop violence in this country. And the two major political parties
Number one is the mighty MCP, and then after the mighty MCP comes the DPP, because even in the numbers of members of parliament in the House will tell you which are the bigger parties. So when I say MCP and DPP, we have a duty to stop violence in this country. That's the duty, because even if you just look at where did the violence take place, you would find that DPP has been affected, MCP has been affected. If you go to Machinga, you go to Cholo, you go to Ndirande, you come here in Lilongwe, this is what we must do as members of parliament. So whosoever say that it's their right to open their mouth and we see their teeth. But the truth of the matter is that we all have a duty to end violence in this country, whether you are sitting there, sitting here. The matter that has been raised by Mulanje South. Honorable Speaker, if you check the MEC calendar, the MEC calendar is very clear. The whole reason why there is voter inspection, why people have to go and check if their names are there or not. It's what is in the calendar. There is nothing new. And that's why the chair for
Member for Blantyre Southwest, you are saying he's responding for MEC. You expect MEC to come here and respond to you? Are you expecting MEC to come to respond? You have asked a question to government. Honorable Leader, resume your seat. Resume your seat. You've asked, the Leader of Opposition has asked a question to government. Obviously, government is going to respond. MEC can't come here and respond to your question. It has to be government to respond to you. I don't think there's anything irregular about that. Thank you, Blantyre City Southwest. Yes, proceed, Honorable Leader.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. What I'm saying is that if you check the MEC calendar, voter inspection, and actually they do announce, they do go in the villages, ask people, because this work was done by people, and if there is any error, it must be corrected. You even remember that, as the Minister of Justice did allude to, the former chair of MEC did the same exercise and actually had to say that this issue, it's a process. And if you remember very well, the former late vice president, when he was about to vote, his name was actually missing. And then it was found in Likoma. And they said, no, the name is missing here, but it's in the database. After some time, they collected it. It's a process. Now, if MEC doesn't do this process, and people don't go and find out their mistakes, it means MEC is not doing a good job. Now, if MEC is doing this process so that you go and find your name is missing or it's there, it means it's the right thing to do. Actually, the voter inspection has yielded its result, that whether there are 11 names, whether there are 20 names, whether there are 30 names, those people must have the right, as alluded to the Leader of Opposition, every person has a right to vote. And it is in the law that there must be voter inspection. What is happening now is voter inspection. Time comes where all political parties are given the voters' law. When the voters' law is given to all political parties, this is why I'm going to say so and so is not there. For now, it's a process, and you cannot stop a process. Allow the process to take place. And there's nothing wrong for the Leader of Opposition to ask. It's also a process of verification. But let us not insinuate, as Zimba North insinuated. Nobody has seen the names. To say the names that are missing are from this region. These are what are called insinuations. Let's work with what is provided. Let's avoid rumors. By doing so, Madam Speaker, the country will not be alerted on issues which are not there. If issues are there, it must be dealt with. If they are not there, let's not create them. And if you feel your president to win elections, that's why politics is there. I also feel Dr. Chakwera will win. You feel APM will win, that's okay. I feel Chakwera will win, and I do that every weekend. I don't need to come here and tell members of parliament that Dr. Chakwera will win, because I know for sure he's going to win. And because he's going to win, why should I tell you that Dr. Chakwera will win? Dr. Chakwera will win. And why should I tell you? How does that concern you? How does that concern you? You are TPP. Are you sure going to be happy with the winning of Dr. Chakwera? No. I don't care whether Dr. Jagwera to you would say will not win. He is going to win these elections. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Very much, Honorable Leader. Honorable Minister of Homeland Security.
Thank
Give
you.
you space, but the ministers are trying to respond to some of the issues that you have raised.
Thank you.
And I'm sure it is in our interest.
Thank you.
Yes, immediately after, Minister, I'll give you time. Proceed, Honorable Minister. Proceed.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I have stood to react, or should I say, on point of order regarding to what the Honorable Member...
But can we have order so that we can... Honorable members, order please. Mangochi Southwest, order. Southwest, order please.
I have stood on point of order, Right Honorable Speaker, regarding to what Honorable Member for Mzimba North said in this House. Right Honorable Speaker, I've been in this House for the past 15 years, and I know that it's a tradition in this House, and also it's in our standing orders not to discuss issues that are before the court of law. And Honorable Member from Mzimba North stood in this House to discuss issues that are currently before the court of law. Having said that, Honorable Speaker, can I ask the Honorable Member for Mzimba South and Mzimba North to withdraw the comment that he made that are before the court of law. If Honorable Suleman is not in the know, he should read our standing orders and the traditions of this House. Any issue, Right Honorable Speaker, any issue that is before the court of law is never discussed in this House, and it is sub judice. Honorable Speaker, I submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Homeland Security. Indeed, the matter that was raised by Mzimba North, it's an issue that is under the courts, and according to our own standing orders, we're not supposed to discuss any issues that are in court. So indeed, he was out of order, Honorable Member for Mzimba North. Thank you. I did recognize, Honorable Member, let us give space to everybody, please. Honorable Member, please. Yes, Honorable Member for Mangochi South, Zombadi Sanjara, and then Dedza North. Dedza South, sorry. But let us also give a chance to our colleagues to also give a chance to discuss issues. Please. Please, Honorable Member for Mzimba North, please.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much for... Madam Speaker, thank you very much for giving the people of Mangochi Southwest to add their voice on this motion. It's really sad, disheartening, that we have an electoral system that is prone to disenfranchising a certain sector of the voters in this country. What is disheartening is the allegation, and I hope that the ministry responsible will come up with a comprehensive report to pull away the allegation of 1 million voters. It's very, very important. Yesterday, I was privileged, Madam Speaker, to chat with the MEC commissioner representing my Congress party, and the revelations that came from there pertain to the issues of this nature, where it was said in my face that come what may, DPP is losing. And I asked him, have you already voted? And he said he had already voted. The system has already voted. That is why I stand in this House to demand and support those that are calling for an ICT audit. A system of this nature, which is based on online, it has got servers, it has got EMDs and so forth. It requires that somebody else, independent, not us. Imagine here we have problems with operating these equipments here. These things we are struggling to operate them. What more with a system of that nature that's mathematics? So we would want to make sure, to submit that allow independent ICT auditors. And when you are procuring those independent ICT orders, involve all the stakeholders in the electoral process. This is not too much to ask. We all want to have credible elections in this country. The one who is going to be declared a winner should be a winner that people have voted for that person legitimately. So this is mathematics. We have always said, let's go to manual system. Voting, each one of us is voted through manual. President Chakwera became president because of the same manual system. Why do we seem to be afraid of the manual system now? Do we say that we have acquired enough skills to operate ICT equipment just that side? No. So, Madam Speaker, through your office, and I know that you love Malawi so much, you don't want Malawi to burn. What we see in this country, I've been in this country, I've never studied elsewhere. I've studied from here, standard one up to university in this country. What we are seeing now is not what we saw, or what I saw during my life in this country. I think all of us do have these good memories about how we have grown in this country. We don't want an election where people are being hacked. We don't want that. And I would want to agree with you, support you, Honorable Jimendo, when you say we need to take action on it. It is very important. Any meaningful Malawian must take action about stopping violence. And it seems to Mangochi Southwest that there is an organized plan. One is to do with this mathematics, to disenfranchise people. Another way of disenfranchising people is to release panga, the panga men in society, on the street, and
Can I have order?
Threaten other people.
Point of order.
Can I be protected? Can I be protected?
Can you just conclude because your time is already finished? I'll give you time.
I'm concluding.
Yes, your time is
I
already
would want
gone.
to extend my appeal to the director of youth in the My Congress Party. He is a youthful man. He must do things properly. He should resist the temptation to go in history, to be a national director of youth who is going to overseeing violence like the way it is. And to Honorable Jimwendo, you are the Secretary General of My Congress Party. In fact, you are the CEO. You can do better. And you, the Honorable Minister of Homeland Security, you can also do better. You are a good man. Why are you not commanding your police officers to arrest these people? Why are these police officers now become watchers and bystanders after looking at people being hacked without any action? No, this is a good country for us. We don't have any other country. This is our country. We can do better, honorable members.
For Mangochi Southwest time.
Even here at Parliament, Madam Speaker, we are not safe.
Mangochi Southwest.
Civil servants are being hacked.
Time, Mangochi Southwest time.
So I'm concluding. I am concluding, Madam Speaker, and I'm saying, I'm appealing to your office. Through your office, get the other arms of government involved in arresting violence. We need to come back here this year, after 16 September, but we must make sure that we don't come back here with scars, and some of us maybe no legs, no arms. We need to make sure that we come here safe. I rest my case. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Mangochi Southwest. There's the Honorable Deputy Minister who was reflected, and there's a Minister, Honorable Deputy Minister of Transport.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor, the Speaker of Parliament. Indeed, I've been reflected
And I would like to put it on record that even last sitting, on the last day, I was also reflected. And I would like to assure the nation that many times when I've conducted public rallies, and I've extended many times an olive plant, I've also invited so many times colleagues from different, from that side, to sit down on a table and discuss. And there was an issue even in, when we had a rally in your constituency. I gave an assurance to the people from DPP when they had their rally at in Zuzu, at Katoto Freedom Park. So from this side, I've walked a talk. Many times when I had to give a proper passage, there's a clip which I was in charge of the youth when we were having a parade. Their supporters, when they're coming from Kalonga, when they're coming from Rumpi and Chitipa, when we were having a parade of about 6,000 youths in the north, we gave them a proper passage, and not even one was attacked. And there's a clip which we can play in this house for the nation to see. And at their rally, they had said a lot of things and attack. And I would like to assure you, Your Honor, the Speaker, that from this side, and as I was nurtured growing up as a peaceful, loving Malawian, I've many times reached out to so many people who are seated that side. And I would like to assure them that going forward, no matter what, I'll make sure that I preserve my integrity as a father, as a director of youth of Malawi Congress Party, and as someone who has seen different levels of violence across. No, we will not touch on the issue about academics, but I would like to assure you that it's not a long time when I had reached out. I want to put this on record, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I would like to put this on record. When Honorable Mulanje Bale had talked about violence, I reached out to him, and we talked as brothers. I reached out, and I've reached out to so many young Malawians, because I know this nation is bigger than any other politician who is seated in this room. We have our children and their children who are supposed to inherit a better Malawi, not a Malawi which is well known by violence, because these violence acts is something that has been passed on from generation to generation, from one political leadership to the other. During UDF time, there were a lot of bad things. And it came to the time when DPP came in, there were a lot of bad things. I will never, at any given point in time, as long as I remain a director of youth for the Mighty Malawi Congress Party, sit down anywhere to plan evil acts against anyone, be it someone in opposition, be it someone in any political party. So I would like to assure everyone, even when the youth were attacked, when the DPP had a rally in Mchinji, when someone was attacked, a member of this house, I actually reached out as a person to Honorable from Cholo, and he's here. I've time and again reached out to so many people, but there's one person who went overboard to the extent of saying that Baba was somewhere planning to kill someone, a fellow member of parliament. That thing, it chilled my soul, and it keeps disturbing me. And every time, every opportunity, a member from Blantyre, Honorable Suleman, every opportune time that he finds, he tries to attack me in any forum. Even in this house this morning, he did the same. But I know,
I'll give you space after.
I know, Madam Speaker, I know, he's trying to be relevant, because there was a time he was a chola boy for Honorable Nkuma. Now, because that time is there, it has come to an end. He's trying to gain political mileage and relevance and be seen as someone who is so close to APM. And he was a chola boy for a fellow MP in opposition, but he wants to claim relevance. But I'll never sing solo, because in my academic experience, I don't believe in attacking someone who doesn't even have an MSc. That I'll never do.
Honorable member, Honorable Deputy Minister, your time is up.
Madam Speaker, let me wind up by this. In my life, I will never attack anyone who doesn't have an MSc, because I believe education is an investment. It's not a consumption. If he has failed to invest in education, that's not my problem, and it shall never be my problem. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Mr. Honorable David, yes, Honorable Member for Blantyre City Southwest, you were deflected, so I know you want to respond. No, but let's start with Blantyre City Southwest.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the honorable member that just resumed his seat is a director of youth from Malawi Congress Party. Madam Speaker, if he claims in here that he doesn't know these boys, then he's doing a bad job at his party. He needs to be fired. As a director of youth, we have video clips that were played here that has boys that he commands. In fact, yesterday, he was meeting the boys outside Parliament and sending them to attack civil servants. Madam Speaker, civil servants were attacked yesterday by his command. He must not stand here to be a saint. Madam Speaker, violence is increasing after he has taken over the position he's holding now. Before, MCP was okay. After he came there, Madam Speaker, all we are seeing is Zikwanje and panga knives. What kind of a leader is he? He must tell us. He's failed his duty. But SCG from MCP, you need to fire him. He's going to spoil the image of Malawi Congress Party with his tactics. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, can we stop reflecting on each other? Let's stop reflecting on each other, honorable members, please. Honorable members, I did recognize Chisi South before. Can we please? I did recognize Chisi South before.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and let me thank you for giving Chisi South once again a chance to stand on point of order. Today being Private Members' Day, and at the beginning, I actually requested that we waive all standing orders in order to let those who had questions on under Standing Order 14 do so. They have done so. They've had responses from our good ministers, and the responses have been clear. And I do feel that debate on the responses by the minister and the questions under Standing Order 14 be curtailed. And in my motion, I also indicated that we do early adjournment because as backbenchers, we have exhausted today's business. I beg to move.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Chisi South. Just to put on record that I did recognize Zombali Sanjara and Dedza South before the motion. Sorry? Well, I was just asking a favor from the Honorable if you would accept, so we should proceed. I did recognize them already. I did say that they will speak. So, Honorable Member for Chisi South, I was asking for your favor. Before you brought in the motion, I had recognized Zombali Sanjara and no. Honorable member for Blantyre City South. If you go by the rules, there's a motion, it means everything has to stop. That is the rule. But I'm just reminding the House that before he brought in the motion, I had recognized him. So at least it's up to him to decide to say, okay, you can wait. But if he doesn't, then I have to proceed. I have not taken a motion, yes, but there's a motion that has been presented. I'm sure you know that's how we proceed. And that's why I'm just asking him to say I had recognized Zombali Sanjara and Dedza South. Please. Honorable member, how could I know that Chisi South is bringing a motion? How do I know? No. There was no way. Honorable member asked for a point of order. And there's no way I could know what he wanted to speak. For Nchisi South? Yes, Nchisi South.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. The South has already withdrawn, and then since the motion is a motion, Madam Speaker, I stand by what I've said and let the House decide on the motion.
Thank
I
you.
submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now put the question. The question is that debate on the matter as raised by Honorable Leader of Opposition under Standing Order 14 be curtailed. Honorable members, I now put the question. The question is that debate on the Standing Order 14 as presented by Honorable Leader of Opposition be curtailed. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it and the motion is defeated. Why? Division granted. Sergeant at arms. Address me if it's a withdrawal of a motion, but otherwise we are in division. Cannot be withdrawn by them, but their earlier motion, in case they want to withdraw it, can be but not the division.
You know, I'm not a backbencher today, but on behalf of my leader, because of the nature of the person who is about to speak, we could allow one person. Let's allow Honorable Seswere. Hey, Madam, my members have said no.
Honorable members, can I have order? Clerks at the table, remember nowadays we're voting electronically. Can you please give them the platform for them to vote? Yes, those that are not members of parliament, cabinet ministers who are not members of parliament, please do not attempt to vote. Don't, please. Do not attempt to vote. I'll be able to see from here, and if any minister who is not an MP votes, that is going to be a serious matter. So no minister who is not an MP cannot vote. Thank you. From my system, don't worry, I'll be able to see. Members, just a few minutes. We're just trying to get our technician to help. Opposition whip. Unless if it's a withdrawal of a motion, you're not allowed to. I can't recognize you because we're in division. Sorry?
I'm very knowledgeable.
You what?
I'm very knowledgeable. I am knowledgeable, so I know what I'm doing here. Madam Speaker, we on this side would like to withdraw the division so that we allow, because I saw the leader of the House asking me, what are we fighting for? So we would like to withdraw the division to enable that we will conclude business of the day. I thank you very much, Madam.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, the division has been withdrawn. Honorable members, honorable member for Rumpi East, honorable member for Rumpi East, you are complaining that I haven't been recognizing you, but today I've given you, I think, a chance twice to speak on the floor. There's no way I can give every member time to speak on every matter that is raised on the floor. But just today, I was checking with the records with the clerks. I've given you space to speak in the House. Thank you. Actually, 3 times just today. Honorable members, just as we had an earlier motion that after the Standing Order 14 there will be adjournment. But before we do adjournment, Honorable Leader of the House, guidance, please.
Madam Speaker, the first guidance is that from here we all go and support the frames. That's the first guidance. I would like to be joined by Honorable Chaponda, Honorable Jabi. Of course, Honorable Jabi is a sportsman. For the first time, I'd like to be joined by Honorable Manam Vega. You have to join me and watch the frames playing. Of course, Mulanje Bari will be there by all the time is there. So it has been a good day today. Lana, thank you in the manner you chaired proceedings. It has been a day where members of parliament have been able to deliberate on important matters affecting our country. And tomorrow, Friday, we shall start with questions. After questions, Madam, we'll go immediately to the budget debate. And therefore, members should be ready to make their budget presentation. I wish you a good evening and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Leader of the House. Honorable members, today we said it's a happy day, so I hope we have finished on a happy note. I know people are being invited for football. The leader has not invited me, but the Honorable Minister of Sports invited me. But you know, with us honorable members, we always find out, that is usually the question from us as honorable members, asking the Honorable Minister of Sports. Honorable members, before I adjourn the House, I would like to welcome visitors who are in the visitors gallery. We have visitors from Dowa West. These are senior group and group village headmen coming from Honorable Dr. Abel Kayembe MP, and they are 73 in number. They are coming to observe proceedings. Mafumu mwachoka ku Dowa West, ma senior group ndi ma village headman kuchokera kwa MP Akayembe imirirani tukulandireni. Takulandirani ku nyumba yanu ya malamulo. Mungathe kukhala mafumu athu zikomo kwambiri fa chobwera. Honorable members, it is 8 minutes past 4. I now adjourn the House to tomorrow 9:30 a.m. House adjourned.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.